What's going on, people? King Rich is back again. We are reacting to passport sisters. They've gone to Asian countries and they're finding it hard to get dates and to be successful dating. So let's see what happened to them.
It is extremely difficult in general, extremely difficult for Black women and Asian men to date. Asian men in the West have a really hard time dating, and Black women in Asian countries have an extremely hard time finding partners because we are at the bottom of the food chain. We are the least chosen ones, not just by Asian men, by Europeans, Americans, Africans.
The least chosen by Africans. What are you talking about, bro?
Black woman moving to an Asian country. I am a Black woman who has had a difficult time finding a potential partner here because the sifting process often needs to be very, very detailed.
If you know that Black women are the least chosen in Asian countries, why would you go there and expect to be chosen? That doesn't make sense.
Like, I look at every single thing. I need to know your intentions. Are you dating me because all your other options are exhausted and you couldn't find somebody interested in you? Or are you dating me because you saw Nolu and thought, okay, she's beautiful, I would really like to get to know her? So I've had an extremely difficult time finding potential partners because of that.
But you knew you was going to have a hard time dating in an Asian country because they do not see you as the standard of beauty. And that's it. And another thing is this. Women cannot go out there and use the same dating strategies that men use, because men and women are judged differently in the dating market. Women are primarily judged based on looks. And if you go to an environment where you are not the standard of beauty, you are pretty much screwed.
I'm Shade Otani. I'm a 3D artist. I am from Japan and Jamaica.
Is there one thing about living in Japan that you don't like?
The beauty standards. I'm half Black, so it's really hard to fit in sometimes. When you're like dark skin, hair texture, and just skin color,
This girl is classed as dark skin in Japan.
there's a minority of people that fetishize it in a way. That like hip-hop, Japanese people that do braids. They're like, oh, hello, like we have the same hair texture and whatnot. It's very different.
Have you ever dated a Japanese person?
No.
No. Why is that?
Japanese guys, can you tell me the answer to the question? Really? I have no idea. I don't know. I think
They're not dating you because you're not the standard of beauty. They're going to be more hyper-focused on white women.
to be honest, nobody talks to me. Nobody ever no, they never talk to me. They never try to invite me out. There's another reason. That's from my side. I think when I first moved to Japan, I lived in the countryside, and I come from a very proud culture, you know, where all types of people are beautiful, where Black is beautiful, your body type doesn't matter, that kind of stuff.
Everybody can't be beautiful, because then if everybody's beautiful, then nobody's beautiful. Everybody's just the same. And body types have always mattered. I don't know what kind of fairy tale Disney movie you're talking about. It always matters. Everything matters.
And when I moved to Japan, I noticed people were very obsessed with everything that was white or Caucasian. Like, people were bleaching their skin, whitening their skin for the posters. During summertime, everybody covered their skin. And all the men were very, very, like, weirdly obsessed with white women, Caucasian women, especially women with blonde hair. And my first couple of months here, I was watching it and I was like, what is this? At that time, I said, whoa, this is weird. This is very different. Now I don't care.
You do care because you're there. Not just a Black woman, but as a Black person, why would you really go to somewhere like Japan, where we know that they pedestalize white skin and white people and white phenotypes? Why would you expect to be treated top tier in that kind of environment? We are the polar opposite to what they look up to.
Like, you know what? This is the society. They're really in love with white women. So I just kind of shut off.
The last guy I went on a date with, and he asked me, and like I was asking him and stuff, and I'm like standard questions, you know, like, have you ever been with a foreign girl? Have you ever been with like a Black woman and everything? And when I asked him that, he's like, yeah, but I don't think I want any N-word kids. He said, wow. I don't think I would want any N-word kids because they would get bullied here in Korea. I said, I almost jumped out of my seat. I said, so like, why that word? Why couldn't you just say you don't want any Black kids? But you use a nice hard word.
Yeah, because he's in his country and he has no fear At the end of the day, why are you there expecting to get pedestalized or viewed as the standard of beauty? You already know what the temperature is over there. I think that a lot of women just feel like, the world is just there to make them feel good and make them feel nice, and everything that a man can do, they can do as well. Again, it doesn't work like that. And as a black man, me personally, I wouldn't go to an Asian country thinking I'm going to get all the bad bees over there. Like, I'm sorry, it's not going to work like that. But I know as a man, I am measured not only by my looks, but other attributes I offer in the dating market. Whereas as women, primarily in the dating market, you are judged on how you look. And if you do not fit certain phenotypes in certain environments, you are screwed.
He was like, I don't want any nigga kids.
Yeah, because that's their culture. That's how they view black people. So you going over there trying to be passport sisters is not going to work.
This is where I said, like, the level of experience with certain Koreans with black people sometimes does vary, because why you would think that was something you could say to me and I wasn't going to potentially retaliate against you is questionable. He
doesn't care if you're going to retaliate against him because he's in his country. You are not back home. You're not in an environment where you can complain and then you can get him silenced or banned or cancelled or anything. He's in his own culture, in his own country. And by all accounts, that community, they view black people a certain type of way.
Korea, where Koreans date Koreans. And so when it comes to their experiences with all their cultures, it's very limited. And it's like sometimes they will say some very out-of-pocket comments. And then you're just sitting there looking like, I know you didn't just say that to me.
To be honest, I never ever date a Korean guy. It will be possible, but for me, I'm a tall girl, black. The first thing I noticed when I said I tried to, is like flirting with a guy, or else I really felt the difference between being a foreigner girl as a black person and also the Korean girl. They like separate the both, and I was so shocked because I thought about the fact that since when doesn't matter, like where you come from or your skin color.
It's always mattered. Sorry, most people around the world like to stick with their own. People like to stick with what's familiar. They want to stick with their own culture, their own background. They don't want to try something new.
Yeah, you don't get taken seriously in the dating scene as well. Like, I feel like people kind of see you as like a transient, like, oh, you're not going to be here for a long time or whatever. So like, I can say whatever, I can do whatever. And like, it's not like that or whatever.
But why are you there though? This is what I don't understand. Why would you go to an environment like that? It doesn't make logical sense. I wouldn't go there. I always see like all these passport bros talking about, I'm going to go to these Asian countries and I'm going to date these women in Thailand and Malaysia and Japan and China and all this. And I just think, well, I don't know what you're really doing there, to be honest with you. Because number one, like the majority of women are going to want to be with their own people, which I don't have no problem with that. I think that is just a standard thing that happens around the world. And at the end of the day, black people, we have a lot of negative stereotypes that have been stamped on our backs. And a lot of people around the world, they don't really come into contact with black people to an extent where they can realize that we're just like they are. They've been conditioned to believe the stereotypes. And, you know, a lot of times they see us as an oddity or a fetish. And last but not least, again, men and women are different. We're equals, but we're not the same. And I just don't believe that women can successfully do the whole passport bro kind of movement. I just don't think it works the same way. I don't really understand why these women are so surprised by these negative results. Sometimes you have to just learn the hard way. Anyway, let me know what you think about it in the comment section below. Give me your views on what you've seen. And make sure you hit the like button. Make sure we get this video seen by a lot of people. Make sure the algorithm treats it right. All right. Also, make sure you go to my website, www.letsgonow.shop, where you can get some of the merchandise, support the business. All right. Anyway, with that being said, you lot take care of yourselves. I'm out of here. Peace.